Good morning, everyone. Myself, B. Kashinath, working as senior lecturer, electronics and communication engineering. Presently working at Government Polytechnic Sangareddy, and I am going to teach the subject of electronic measuring instruments. It is in third year, fifth semester subject, and the subject code is 18 EC 504, and it comes under the elective subject. So uh, elective subject, and it is first option. So the subject code is 18 EC 504 EA. So in this subject, I am electronic measuring instruments. I am going presently we are studying about the third chapter. Chapter name is digital instruments. Digital instruments. In that one, we are going to discuss about the subtopic of working of the digital frequency meter. Working of the digital frequency meter. So before going to this class, we have already in this chapter we have studied about the what is a digital instrument, what are the advantages of the digital instruments, and we have studied about the digital voltmeter and the types of digital voltmeters and specifications of the digital voltmeters, and we have studied about the working and explanation of the different types of digital voltmeters that are in our syllabus, that are ramp type digital voltmeter, and the second one is successive approximation type digital voltmeters and their advantages and disadvantages, and applications and specifications of the digital voltmeters we have studied. And today's topic is working of the digital frequency meter. Digital frequency meter, how it will work, principle of its operation and working, and its block diagram. Today we are going to I am going to explain today. So the basic principle of operation of this any frequency measurement by digital is by simple AND gate, simple logic AND gate. So in that two input basic AND gate, for one input we are applying the unknown input uh, whose frequency we want to measure. In another input to the AND gate, we are applying the standard down frequency of known frequency signal. Suppose if you are taking one signal of 1 second pulse. So to other input, we are applying the unknown input signal whose frequency is to be measured. So during this pulses, when applied to one of the input of the AND gate, and 1 second pulse applied to another input of the AND gate output will be high, and during this 1 second, how many pulses are counted, how many number of pulses are counted during this 1 second will be a direct measurement of the unknown frequency. That is the simple concept or basic concept involved in the digital frequency meter. So what we are doing, uh, we are applying the unknown, that is unknown frequency whose frequency we want to measure. So that will be applied to one of the input of the AND gate, and we are applying a pulse is applied to other input of the AND gate. So, and the number of pulses counted during this period, then the number of pulses counted during this period indicates the frequency. So for that purpose, what we are doing is the signals. So the principle of operation, so the input signal waveform actually we are not directly applying the whatever the input signal waveform. So what we are doing is, so anyway, every signal in the real world will be different types of signals, that may be frequency, pressure, or voltage, or current, or uh, humidity, temperature, different types of signals. That what we have to do, that may be weak. First we have to amplify that signal, then we have to convert the signal into, uh, before applying to the input, one of the input of the AND gate, of the unknown frequency, measurement of the whatever the signal which we are giving. So first that signal has to be amplified, that signal has to be amplified, and it has to be given to the one circuit called it as schematic trigger, that you have already learned in linear integrated circuits. So schematic trigger is a circuit which converts any type of waveform into a square waveform, square waveform. So then what we are doing is, by using some uh, differentiating and clipping circuits. So we are putting one differentiator and clipping circuit. So we are not explicitly showing in the diagram, but internally it consists of the differentiator and clipper. So finally we are producing train of pulses, we are producing train of pulses called as trigger pulses, so that are applied continuously to one of the input terminal of the AND gate. So that is our uh, unknown input signal whose frequency we want to measure. So what we are doing, whatever the unknown input signal whose frequency we are going to measure, we are applying it to the AND gate, but not directly, we are through amplifier. So the real world signal will be weak, we are amplifying that signal, and we are converting that signal into square wave, we are converting that signal into square wave by using the circuit schematic trigger. Schematic trigger is a circuit which will convert any type of waveform into square waveform. Then what we are doing, by using of differentiation and clipping circuits, by using of the differentiation and clipping circuits, we are converting that square wave into train of pulses, train of pulses that are applied to one of the input of the AND gate, and to the next input of the AND gate we are applying a pulse of 1 second, a pulse of 1 second is applied to the other terminal. Now during this 1 second pulse, the number of pulses counted during this period indicates the frequency, that will be recorded by the electronic counters, that will be recorded by the electronic counters having the decimal display, having the decimal display of 7 segment LED display. So this is the basic principle of operation. So we are going just deeper into how the block diagram looks like, so everything. So uh, the signal whose frequency is to be measured is converted into what? Train of pulses. So whatever the unknown signal frequency whose frequency is to be measured is converted into train of pulses, train of pulses by uh, first we have to amplify the signal, that amplified signal is given to the schematic trigger, then the signal is differentiated and it is clipped to produce the train of pulses, and one pulse per each cycle of the signal. This is very much important, we have to apply one pulse per each cycle of the signal, then the number of pulses occurring in a definite interval of time. So in the basic principle we are calling it as other in terminal to the other input terminal of AND gate as 1 second, but in this case in the principle of main principle of operation, the number of pulses occurring in a definite interval of time, definite interval of time, is then counted by the electronic counter. So we are placing one definite interval of time t, suppose it is called as t. So in that the t, how many number of pulses counted, that is by the electronic counter will display as the display the our frequency. So the principle of operation again I am telling, the signal whose frequency is to be measured is converted into train of pulses. How it will convert, that I already told, one pulse per each cycle of the signal. So the train of pulses, one pulse per each cycle of the signal. Then the number of pulses occurring in a definite interval of time. So in the basic principle we have applied 1 second pulse. So during that 1 second pulse, how many number of pulses we are saying. But in case of unknown frequencies, we are calling it as number of pulses occurring in a definite interval of time is then counted by the electronic counter. So each pulse represents the cycle of the unknown signal. Each pulse represents the one cycle of the unknown signal. Then the count is a direct indication of the frequency of the signal. So as the each pulse represents the cycle of the unknown signal, the count that is measured by the electronic counter is a direct indication of the frequency of the signal. So for that counting we are using the electronic counters, which will be having very high speed of operation, and high frequency signals can also be measured. So we are using the electronic counters which will have a high speed of operation, and high frequency signals can also be measured. So and the basic principle that I'm explaining, so a pulse of to the AND gate, what we are doing, a pulse is applied to one of the terminal, and the signal waveform is converted to triggering pulses is applied continuously to another input of the AND gate. So then the number of pulses counted during this definite period of time indicates the frequency. Means what we are doing, the signal whose frequency is to be measured is the signal whose frequency is to be measured is converted into what, train of pulses. Train of pulses, one pulse per each cycle of the signal. One pulse per each cycle of the signal. Then the number of pulses occurring in a definite interval of time. The number of pulses occurring in a definite interval of time. So that definite interval of time is applied to another input terminal of the AND gate, then counted by the electronic counter. As the each pulse represents the cycle of the unknown signal, the number of counts is a direct indication of the frequency of the signal. Since electronic counters have high speed of operation and high frequency signal can be measured. So this is the how the basic working principle of the digital frequency meter. Now we are going to the block diagram of digital frequency meter. So this is how basic circuit which looks like for digital frequency meter. So it will be having the real world input signal that is given to the input amplifier, which will amplifies the signal, and that whatever the input signal we are applying it to the schematic trigger, which will convert it into square wave, and internally it will be having the differentiator and flipper circuits to produce the start and stop pulses. Then we are applying it to the start and stop gate. So here this start and stop gate is your AND gate. So for the AND gate we are giving the known frequency from the oscillator. Oscillator will produce the known sinusoidal signal. Then again we are converting whatever the signal from the oscillator, we are converting that known signal frequency by using the schematic trigger, which will convert the known signal frequency to the square waves. that square waves or pulses applied through decay divider. So it is also called as, we are calling it as time based generator. We are calling it as time based generator. Then it is applied to the gating flip flop. Gating flip flop means another input terminal of the AND gates. So both are going to the start stop gates. So based on the decay divider input, so the AND gate will be enabled or disabled based on the decay divider input. How much duration is the pulse of the known signal? So during that duration, how many number of pulses of the unknown input signal are counted, that are counted by your start stop action of this decay divider. It will call, we will call it as enable signal. During that enable time between the start and stop, how many number of pulses of the unknown input signal are counted, that is measured by the counter. That is given to a internal memory, which will store that counts, and it decoded by the decoder and given to the digital display unit. So this is the block diagram of frequency meter. So you can see, so you will be having the input signal. That input signal is amplified and converted to square wave by the schematic trigger circuit, and that square wave is differentiated and clipped to produce the train of pulses, and each pulse is separated by the period of the input signal. So what first two blocks, that is the input signal is amplified and converted to a square waveform by the trigger circuit. Then this square wave is differentiated and clipped to produce train of pulses, and each pulse is separated by the period of the input signal. Then the number of pulses in a second equal to the frequency of your input signal. So number of pulses in a second is equal to the frequency of the input signal. Now to the other input of the AND gate, what we are doing is we are generating a enabling input. So that is a gating flip flop. For that one, what we are, the sub blocks which we are using is 1 megahertz crystal oscillator, so which will generate the sine wave. So crystal oscillator is a standard oscillator which will generate the sine wave. So 1 megahertz, so the frequency will be 1 microsecond. The frequency of the signal will be 1 by 1 megahertz, 1 microsecond. So that is again converted by the schematic trigger circuit, so that it will generate this pulse signals of 1 microseconds. And you will be having the time based selector or a decay divide frequency circuit. So that will be like totally you will be having 6 divided by 10 counters. So based on that, you can select different time base for your counting of the unknown input signal frequency. During you can select either 1 microsecond, that is directly coming from the schematic trigger, or you can divide it by 10, so that you are getting a 10 microseconds time base, or divided by 10 like 100 microseconds, 1 millisecond, 10 millisecond, 100 milliseconds, so finally 1 second. So based on that, finally at the after 6 divided by 6 blocks, we are getting the time base of 1 second. So again we are converting by using the schematic trigger, that are converted time base will be converted into train of pulses, that is given to the gating flip flop, or we are also calling it as enabling signal of the another input of the AND gates. So this is the low level block diagram explanation. Now the time based selector output is obtained from the oscillator and similarly converted into pulses. So the time based selector output is obtained from the oscillator and converted into pulses by the schematic trigger. The first pulse, the first pulse activates the gate control flip flop. So this will provides the enable signal to the AND gate. This will provides the enable signal to the AND gate. Now the trigger pulses of the input signal. So whenever we are giving the enable signal to the AND gate through this gating flip flop, now what we are doing, the trigger pulses of the input signal are allowed to pass through the gate for the selected time period t. So that selected time period t is given by your time base selector. So the trigger pulses of the input signal, the trigger pulses of the input signal are allowed to pass through the gate for a selected time period of t, and that will be counted. And we are giving the second pulse from the decade frequency divider. We are giving the second pulse from the this decades frequency divider, that is time based selector, which changes the control flip flop, which changes the state of this gate flip flop or control flip flop, and removes the enable signal, removes the enable signals from the AND gate. So a first pulse is enables the AND gate, and second pulse from the same time based selector applied to the gating flip flop, which will removes the enable signal from the AND gate, thereby closing the count. So then your decimal counter and display unit, so here the all zeros that will be your decimal counter and display unit, output corresponds to number of input pulses received during this, number of input pulses received during this precise time interval, so that is between the enable and disable, that is enable of the gating flip flop and removing the enabling of the gating flip flop. So during this time period, the decimal counter and display unit output corresponds to the number of input pulses received during this precise time interval, and hence the counter displays corresponds to the frequency. Whatever the counter displays corresponds to the frequency. If suppose, so the input signal is amplified and converted to square wave by the Trimming trigger, and square wave is differentiated and clipped to produce train of pulses, and each pulse is separated by the period of the input signal. The gate control flip flop provides the enable signal to the AND gate. Gate control flip flop provides enable as well as disable signal to the AND gate. During that between the time interval between enable and disable, the trigger pulses of the input signals are allowed to pass through the gate for a selected time period, and they are counted, and the decimal counter and the display unit output corresponds to the number of input pulses received during that precise time interval, hence the counter displays the counter display corresponds to the frequency. If suppose f is the frequency, of the unknown input signal, f is the frequency of the unknown input signal that you are want to measure, and n is the number of pulses, counted by the decade counter, n is the number of pulses counted by the decade counter, and t is the duration of the gating pulses, means t is the time interval between start and stop actions of the enable this gating flip flop. So f is the frequency of the unknown input signal, and n is the number of pulses counted by the decade counter, and t is the time interval between the start and stop actions of the enabling gate. Then your frequency of your unknown signal is given by f equal to n by t. So then your frequency f will be given by the formula of n by t, the number of pulses counted by duration of the gate pulse. Then that will give your frequency of the unknown input signal. In some applications it is desirable to measure the time period. So in some applications we don't want to measure the frequency, we want to measure the time period. In that cases the time period is calculated by, so as f equal to n by t, so t will be equal to, so uh, that denominator will come this side, so it will be t equal to n by f. So where your t will be time period of the input signal, n is the number of clock pulses counted by the decade counter, and f is the clock frequency. So in this class we have learned about the digital frequency meter and its principle of operation, working, block diagram, and how we are counting the unknown frequency by using the concept of digital frequency meter. So what it will do, the basic block, uh, this schematic trigger converts the input signal into the square wave with fast rise and fall times. So the basic block, main block in this digital frequency meter is your schematic trigger, which will converts the input signal into square wave with fast rise and fall times. So internally again that that square wave will be converted into strain of pulses by differentiating and clipping, and the electronic counters that we are putting at the display will be having high speed of operation, so that high frequency signals can also be measured. A simple quiz. So in a digital frequency meter, the schematic trigger is used for scaling of sinusoidal waveforms, providing the time base, or convert square to sine wave, or convert sinusoidal waveform into square waveform. So the option is D. It will the schematic trigger purpose is to convert the sinusoidal waveform into square waveform that will be given to the one of the input terminals of the AND gate. So frequently asked questions. Explain the working of the digital frequency meter with block diagram. Suppose if the question is asked for 5 marks, then you have to draw the complete block diagram and explain the uh, working working principle and operation of the digital frequency meter. If the same question is asked for 3 marks or 1 marks, then you have to draw only that basic working principle, that is only AND gate. To the AND gate we are applying the train of pulses. To one of the input terminals is train of pulses, and another one is duration of 1 second pulse, and output is number of pulses counted during that 1 second. You just write that one and write that f equal to n by t, where n is number of pulses counted, divided by t will be the uh, time duration between the start and stop actions of the enabling gate. Then you can write like that for 3 marks. If it is asked for 5 marks, then you have to explain the total block diagram and working, principle of operation and working, and you have to write the formula for how we are measuring the frequency. If it is asked for just 1 mark, then you have to draw the diagram and write one line how we are measuring. During the enabling and disabling option, number of pulses will be counted, that will be directly measured by the electronic counter, like that. So thank you everyone.